What if the killer they were hunting wasn't just hiding in the shadows, but was already on the government's payroll? This isn't just a story about a serial killer who terrorized Metro Detroit. This is a story about a catastrophic system failure that released a dangerous man, a man named Kenyel Brown, to commit 6 murders across 3 different cities: River Rouge, Highland Park, and Detroit. Our deep dive starts with the most chilling fact. Kenyel Brown, a convicted felon with a history of violence and parole violations, was, at one point, a paid police informant for a joint task force. The consequences of that decision would result in a brutal 6-week spree that shook the entire state of Michigan. The violence began in December 2019 with the shooting death of Lauren Harrington. But the spree truly accelerated in the new year. By the end of January 2020, the bodies were stacking up, and police realized they were dealing with something far more volatile than a single crime. On January 30th, the tranquility of River Rouge was shattered. Kenyel Brown murdered 52-year-old Kimberly Green and 48-year-old Dorian Patterson in what appeared to be a dispute related to drugs. A third person was non-fatally wounded, providing the first critical lead linking Brown directly to the bloodshed.
I find it very difficult to talk about her in past tense. The reality hits me, it hits me like a wave. Like, I thought I would have been out of the phase of shock by now, but I'm not.
Breonna Green's mother, Kimberly Green, was one of Kenyel Brown's first victims, according to police, who say Brown also shot and killed Dorian Patterson. The motive unclear.
Every time I think about my mom, because she was just beautiful inside and out, and that's such a cliche term or phrase, but it's true. She exuberated light and life, and that's what she brought to so many people.
Brown's alleged killing spree began in River Rouge in December when police suspect he shot and killed a man. Then came the murders of Kimberly and Dorian in January.
Over the next few weeks, Brown vanished, leaving a trail of death and carjacking. Garcia's Woodyard was shot and killed in Highland Park during a robbery. Amir Thaxton, a graphic artist, was killed inside his clothing store in Detroit. Eugene Jennings became Brown's final known victim, shot while Brown attempted a carjacking. 6 lives lost, all connected by one man, Kenyel William Brown, a figure police now dubbed the Metro Detroit serial killer. This is where the story pivots and where the most significant community discussion lies. The victims, families, and the public demanded answers, and the truth was explosive.
She ain't with? Did they know what he was doing? If they knew all of these things, if he's working for you, why did my son get killed?
Tracy Harrington's 31-year-old son, Lauren Harrington, is the first person Kenyel Brown allegedly killed in what has been described as a killing spree that began in early December and ended days ago. In all, 6 people gunned down.
Again, community member, businessman, recognizing this suspect, recognizing for your reports on television, called us, and quickly our neighborhood police officers responded in, and he had already left the location, but then also the support from Oak Park, bringing this to some closure. So just great work all around.
For prison time for a high-speed chase he got into with the River Rouge Police Department, and ultimately ended up getting into an accident and killing an innocent civilian.
These pictures show the horrific crash where one of 4 people police believe Brown is responsible for killing died.
I'm from the community and from the area, and I take it really personal.
That's why police are vowing to find Brown and to charge anyone who is helping him hide.
If you're hiding him, if you're harboring him, if you're aiding and abetting, we have a good idea who you are right now, and you will be charged.
Kenyel Brown is 5'9", 170 pounds, and police say the investigation leads them to believe he is still in Metro Detroit.
He's a complete danger to the community. We're putting everything, every resource we have at this.
Brown had a lengthy criminal history, including a 2015 federal gun charge. Crucially, in late 2019, despite a long list of probation violations, including failed drug tests and missed meetings, he was not sent back to prison. Why? Because he was working as an informant for federal agencies like the ATF and later the Detroit Police RDEA Task Force. Detroit Police Chief James Craig publicly confronted the federal agencies, stating his department was unaware of Brown's serious violations when they accepted him as an informant. For a meager $150 payment for a single tip that didn't pan out, the system had allowed a dangerous recidivist criminal to remain on the streets. This raised crucial questions about accountability, vetting procedures, and the use of dangerous informants.
The manhunt for Kenyel Brown gripped the Detroit area. Police issued urgent warnings. The suspect was armed, desperate, and dangerous. The end came due to a vital piece of community involvement. A clerk at an Oak Park adult bookstore recognized Brown from media reports and immediately called 911.
For like 5 homicides named. Yeah.
What do you have?
We got a call saying that a person saw him and now they're looking for him in backyards.
There's a man in my backyard and I believe he's jumping the gate now.
Law enforcement quickly cornered Brown in a residential backyard near 8 Mile Road. Faced with capture and the weight of 6 murders, Kenyel Brown fired a single shot into his head. He died 4 days later, on February 28, 2020, officially closing the case with no trial, but leaving a chasm of unanswered questions for the victims' families. The legacy of Kenyel Brown is not just a tragic tally of victims, but a harsh lesson in the dangers of flawed police protocols. 6 people, Lauren, Kimberly, Dorian, Garcias, Amir, and Eugene, paid the price for a system that prioritized intelligence gathering over public safety.
Never been on the streets. That is what Detroit Police Chief James Craig is saying about the suspected serial killer accused of 6 murders. This afternoon, we are learning a lot more about Kenyel Brown's past. Nick Monticelli takes a closer look.
Good afternoon. Yes, some new details should be coming very shortly on this case, but the bottom line is this alleged serial killer was in federal custody, had a whole list of parole violations while he was out on a charge, and now an agency allegedly is the one who told the Department of Justice to let him back out.
He saw him, and then, he came out from in the back, pulled up the guy's picture on his phone, showed the clerk that was working, and said, hey, look, I really think this is who this is.
A janitor working at an adult bookstore Monday spotted the man wanted by the U.S. Marshals and Detroit Police. Police have linked Kenyel Brown to 6 murders in River Rouge, Highland Park, and Detroit. They spotted Brown jumping fences, and only local 4 cameras were there as officers swarmed a backyard and captured Brown moments after he shot himself in the head. But now we're learning Brown has a criminal history dating back to 1997 and should have been in prison, but a federal law enforcement agency asked he be let out. That history includes assault with a dangerous weapon, fleeing police officers, and multiple weapons charges. During his last arrest in 2014 for having a stolen 9mm handgun, he told police, I didn't even fire the gun. The only reason I have the mag is because it's crazy out here. During his sentencing, it came out Brown was working as an informant. After serving 14 months, Brown was let out, but he failed drug tests, didn't check in with drug counselors, and was arrested for drunk driving while on probation. But he was let go. The Detroit News quoting a U.S. District Court spokesman saying, our court released Mr. Brown at the behest of a federal law enforcement agency. We cannot elaborate further at this time. Detroit Police Chief James Craig told the newspaper, someone needs to explain to the families of Brown's victims why this guy was allowed to stay out of prison. I understand the need for informants, but was the information he provided worth 6 lives? Now, as far as a medical condition on him, the last time we checked, even though he shot himself in the head, he was still in critical condition. I'm Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
The biggest question in this case remains the breakdown between federal and local law enforcement. In the comments below, tell us, Who do you believe holds the greatest accountability for the 6 lives lost? The federal agencies who kept him free, or the joint task force that didn't properly vet him?